Hey guys, today we're getting nostalgic because we're watching 10 heroic kids who came to the rescue. The Miracle Catch.
Catch, now seen by millions. The camera set up in the baby's room, capturing it all. 35-year-old mom Tila Levy turns away for just a moment. 11-month-old Etan on the changing table. The baby begins to roll every parent's fear, and then he tumbles over the edge. Out of nowhere, his older brother, 9-year-old Joseph, catches him.
I just yelled mom because I saw the baby, and I just ran and I caught him, but I can't even carry him. So I don't know how that happened, and I can't even run that fast either.
Welcome to the gun show.
There's no doubt that TV can be educational, but teach a life-saving technique like the Heimlich?
It's time to expand your minds.
It was pretty scary because there was nobody else here, and I couldn't talk. I was just in shock.
Amira Thornton was laying on the couch watching TV when she heard a strange noise from the kitchen.
She was going like, waving her arms.
Choking on a piece of sausage, Amira's mom couldn't breathe.
I picked her up 3 times.
Her tiny arms wrapped around her mom's waist. Then finally,
She spit the sausage out.
Mom wasn't surprised by Amira's strength.
Welcome to the gun show, baby.
Baby lifeguard.
Allison Anderwald saw her mom at the bottom of the pool. Missy Anderwald had suffered a seizure.
Oh,
Her
crap.
daughter pulled her to the shallow end of the pool, got her head out of the water, and then ran for help. Mother and daughter are doing just fine.
Twin Super Kid. Oh, I've seen this one before.
Brock and Bodie Schaaf were being typical 2-year-old twins, scrambling up their
One of my
dresser to
favorite
explore.
stories.
But then suddenly, it tips over, pinning little Brock under its heavy
Oh,
weight.
no.
You can see Brock struggling and screaming, but Bodie jumps right into action. He immediately tries to push the dresser, but can't get it to move. Then he tries pushing from the other side, but the heavy dresser still won't budge. He surveys the situation and decides to give lifting a shot, but that doesn't work either. Finally, with a big lean, he tries to push one more time and somehow manages the strength to move that large dresser and free his brother. Check that out again. Many are now calling him a real-life mini super kid. Mom says as soon as she saw that video, she bolted the dresser to the wall to make sure it won't happen again.
I got you.
It happened so fast you could barely catch it.
Line drive foul.
She did.
Nice catch down there.
Check it out again. The ball girl on the left and the catch. Just as that ball head straight for a fan who was looking down. They said in the stands, likely on his phone, only looking up after the save. Online tonight, they're simply calling her Emily the Ball Girl, number 90, narrowly saving not only him, but that beer. Glass half full. That ball was clocked at 108.7 miles per hour. Just listen to the crowd.
The crowd is cheering.
Catching it, handing it to the fan. So many reading her lips when she said to the fan, I got you.
What is this? A Slender Man stabbing. School bus.
Seventh grader Jeremy Whitchick was sitting on the school bus when his moment came. Watch, he noticed the bus driver having trouble, beginning to pass out. So Jeremy ran up to grab the wheel, pulling the bus safely to the side of the road, then pulling the keys out.
He looked like he was having a seizure or choking because he was going, making a weird noise. So I just went up, grabbed the wheel, turned it right, and then I just took the keys out of the ignition.
He started CPR on the bus driver until an adult came aboard to take over. Jeremy is credited with saving his bus and the 15 kids on board.
I am incredibly proud of Jeremy. I always have been, but I'm especially today.
7. Baby Tech
If
Genius.
you feel distant from the Lord, it's probably because you haven't been reading your Bible.
Don't care.
Larissa Taylor was at her mother-in-law's house with Leah and baby Lexi last Thursday.
I was going to wash my daughter's bottle, and I blacked out after that, and I woke up to my mom shaking me, waking me up.
She did not know she was diabetic. She also had no idea her little girl knew how to use the phone.
I never taught her how to use the phone, so I have no clue how she picked it up. I'm assuming just by watching us.
Leah's grandmother, Bobby Gonzalez, was on the other end of the phone call.
It was Leah, and she said, my mom fell down. And I said, well, let me talk to her. And I could hear that she put the phone close to Larissa.
Picked it up, I'm assuming just by watching us.
Leah's grandmother, Bobby Gonzalez, was on the other end of the phone call.
It was Leah, and she said, my mom fell down. And I said, well, let me talk to her. And I could hear that she put the phone close to Larissa, and I could hear, there's a lot of gurgling and noises. And I said, let me talk to your mom. She said she won't wake up.
Gonzalez then called 911 and rushed to the home.
In a matter of minutes, they said,
Larissa got to the hospital just in time.
I can't imagine losing her. So, Leah really came through for us that day.
She's been wearing a towel around the house, calling herself a superhero because Mommy's told her about it. So definitely she's my little superhero.
Somebody call 911.
Diana Jensen knows she would move heaven and earth to help her daughter Livia, but she never expected her 4-year-old would be the one saving her.
Did you come over to our house? Because my mommy can't speak.
The frightening ordeal began when Jensen collapsed from her couch to the living room floor. Livia, amazingly calm and composed, called 911.
The best description I can give is a 2x4 to the back of my head and my spine.
Jensen, who has lupus, was suffering a severe seizure.
Can you stand by Mommy and tell me that if her stomach's going up and down, like she's breathing?
Mommy, is your stomach going up and down? Yes.
Is that Mommy in the background?
Yeah.
Jensen, unable to speak, can only gesture.
Mommy, what's wrong? Head?
Okay, yeah, she's not answering you.
No, but her head hurts because she's showing me what hurts.
This is the only time dispatcher Jill Schmidt has met the person on the other end of the phone. Livia left an impression.
To be able to talk to somebody as exceptional as Livia and how well she did.
She looks like...
It reminds me of why I like to do the job.
Livia kept her cool for a full 10 minutes.
Tell Mommy that help is on the way, okay?
Help is on the way, Mommy. I did it.
Okay, you did a very good job, Nivea.
And that was ABC's John Muller reporting. What a remarkable little girl. She knew her home address, too. Not many 4-year-olds know that.
So calm, so intelligent. She just kept it together the whole time. Boy, that was great to see.
I know, I did it.
Boy medic.
2-year-old Brooke Sagan is alive today because of her quick-thinking brother Tristan. On Sunday morning, their mom suddenly noticed Brooke was gone, a parent's worst nightmare.
She said, "Where's the baby?" And my mom went running outside, and she saw her floating in the pool.
Little Brooke was in this water only a couple of minutes, but that's all it takes. They pulled her out, put her here on the patio, and she wasn't breathing. But luckily, her 9-year-old brother knew CPR. How'd you know how to do it?
Television.
Television?
Yeah.
Specifically, the movie Black Hawk Down. So you learned this from the movie Black Hawk Down?
They were like pushing on their chest and like giving them rescue breaths.
He did save his sister's life. Of course, Black Hawk Down is pretty grown-up stuff for a 3rd grader.
We've tried to turn this movie off 100 times, and he watches these scenes over and over. He dresses up like a medic, and he runs around doing these things, and we always thought it was so silly, but you know what? That silly movie that cost a few dollars saved our daughter's life.
You like your sister, huh?
Sometimes she gets on my nerves.
He's as modest as he is honest. How do you feel about all this attention?
Really good.
And the whole family is grateful.
Sibling super duo.
It was just days ago in Sprague, Washington, that 10-year-old Brendan and 8-year-old Delicia Wright were playing in the park when they sprang into action, chasing this person who snatched their 22-month-old brother Owen. You can see them, first Delicia and then Brendan with the stroller. The father says a family friend had left them alone for a few minutes when it happened. She tells ABC News Tonight she's heartbroken. She says it began when a stranger started talking to them, trying to make friends. Yeah, what did he say to you?
I'm thinking of the meme
nice to
of the
kids,
call of the
and,
fight of the Claudius Chits, and he calls him cop, the meme of
Really?
the
So he
cop
tried to make
running.
friends with you?
Yeah.
Directs the camera.
He lied to me.
He did lie to you.
The suspect dropped little Owen down the street after two teenagers joined in the chase when they saw the kids running after him. Late today, police announced they've made an arrest, a 15-year-old who lives nearby, charged with second-degree kidnapping. But little Owen is home and doing fine thanks to his very brave brother and sister. Everyone hopes they'll have the courage to be a hero if the time comes, but no one really knows until the moment. And that includes kids, a rare and astonishing club made up of some of the most unlikely little lifesavers.
Playing Wordscapes only 10 minutes a day sharpens your mind. Do you think you could spell 5 words from just these 5 letters?
Tomo News presents Tough Kids.
Boy attempts to stop armed robbers, punches one. Police have released surveillance video of an armed robbery at a GameStop in Maryland where a young boy attempts to stop the crime.
The robber came into the GameStop and kick him in the nuts.
The incident occurred on May 20th at this GameStop store in Silver Spring just before 9 p.m.
If he has a weapon,
According
kick
to
him in
police
the nuts,
records, the
disarm
boy and his
him,
parents were shopping for
and
stuffed
hit him
animals.
with
The boy was
his
on the
weapon.
hunt for a stuffed Yoshi. 2 robbers entered the store wearing masks and carrying handguns. One robber ordered
both of
customers
them
to
in the
gather
nuts.
against the wall near the counter, but the boy wasn't having it.
Kick both
The
of them
robber
in the
wasn't
nuts.
about
What,
to
disarm them
rob
both?
this GameStop. Unfortunately, the boy's bravery didn't quite match his size. Ultimately, the robbers made away with some cash and personal
hit him in the
property.
nuts.
No one was injured, but the robbers are still at large. Well, at least one good thing came from the incident. The store gave the boy the Yoshi.
Nuts. Let's disarm them.
This is 8-year-old Tyler Doohan, and he is a true hero. Tyler lost his life in a fire after saving 6 people. Knowing that Monday was a national holiday, Tyler asked his mom if he could spend Sunday night at his grandfather's trailer home in Penfield, New York. Grandpa's home was a favorite place for Tyler. But at around 4:30 a.m., Tyler awoke to find the trailer filling with smoke. He quickly woke up 2 of his cousins who were also staying over. Tyler also managed to wake up his grandmother, aunt, and 2 other adults in the trailer and helped usher them to safety. After rescuing the lives of 6 people, Tyler discovered that his grandfather and disabled uncle had not yet escaped. He bravely charged back into the burning trailer to rescue them, but he never returned. Firefighters later found 3 bodies in the trailer, and a spokesperson had this to say.
There was fire rolling all the length of the trailer over their heads. They weren't able to get inside. This fire smoldered for a period of time. Most likely the occupants were somewhat overcome with carbon monoxide poisoning and toxic gases that are released in fires. That's usually what causes fire deaths, not necessarily heat. There was a woman that was burned with second-degree burns that was taken to Strong Hospital. I believe she had also attempted to go back in to try and get the other 3 out.
Local residents are hailing Tyler as a hero who gave his life to save his family. Rest in peace, young man. You're a true hero.
Rest in peace.
Girl kills massive alligator with crossbow.
Holy
A
crap.
10-year-old girl took down an alligator nearly 10 times her size with a single crossbow during a hunt in southern Texas late last month. The reportedly record-setting kill saw Ella Hawk shoot a 13-foot, 800-pound gator in front of her proud parents, Tony and Cindy, next to the Guadalupe River just outside of Victoria. Encouraged by mom and dad, a crossbow-wielding Ella reportedly positioned herself some 15 yards from the alligator in preparation for the kill. Relaxed and cool as a cucumber, according to her dad, Ella pointed her weapon at the target and delivered a picture-perfect shot that sent the arrow flying and landing right above the large reptile's 2 eyes, paralyzing and killing it instantly. Just to make sure it was dead, though, her hunting guide handed her 2 insurance arrows, the first of which she apparently Robin Hooded and sent right through her original killing blow. Apparently this wasn't enough, though, so just to be absolutely extra sure, the trophy animal was prepped and ready for a taxidermist, The hunting guide handed the preteen girl a .243 caliber pistol to finish the job right.
Bang,
Despite the
bang.
size of the animal, Ella's parents, who have been taking her hunting for years, were no doubt not too surprised by their daughter's hunting prowess. I was more nervous than her before the shot, said her dad, speaking to the Victoria Advocate. She is nerves of steel before the shot. She's just gifted like that, I guess.
Robin Hood.
Screw the dentist. Badass 11-year-old girl pulls out baby tooth with a sling bow.
Holy crap!
All right, Alexis, when you're ready, go ahead and shoot your tooth out of your face.
You ever tie a loose baby tooth to a door and slam it shut? Well, this little girl just made you look like a wimp. Alexis Davidson is from Aurora, Colorado, where her dad raises alligators and is also known as the Gator Wrestler. So when she decided to get rid of a baby tooth, she opted for the appropriately named Badass Sling Bow to remove it. Ouch, now that looks like some enamel cruelty.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more.
Don't care, Total Wine.
I think that's a scream of joy. Last we heard, she was busy laying a snare trap for the Tooth Fairy.
Karate Kid saves defenseless child from older bullies. A Springfield, Massachusetts teen used his martial arts training to defend a child with mental disabilities from older bullies last week. While walking out of class last Monday, Roman Rodriguez saw a person in need of help. The 16-year-old witnessed a group of teenagers bullying a defenseless 11-year-old and decided to intervene. He confronted the leader of the group, identified as a teen named Angel, who was much larger than him. The menacing bully attempted to strike, but was effortlessly dispatched by Rodriguez. No doubt intimidated by the powerful warrior, the thugs fled the area, swearing to exact revenge upon Rodriguez. Angel returned, wielding a large kitchen knife and flanked by his mother, who encouraged her son to stab Rodriguez, who was accompanied by his martial artist father. Police soon arrived at the scene and charged Angel with assault with a dangerous weapon, and his mother with disorderly conduct.
How a toddler survived 14 hours in the cold after a Utah car crash.
Oh my god.
A toddler was suspended above icy water for 14 hours after a car careened into Utah's Spanish Fork River. Her mother, Lynn Jennifer Grosbeck, was killed in the accident. The rear portion of the vehicle was high enough out of the water that Grosbeck's 18-month-old toddler stayed dry after their car plunged into a Utah river at 10:30 p.m. last Friday night. As icy water flowed through the car's open windows, the child remained strapped to her safety seat. A toddler's organs are healthier than an adult's, and young children are able to better withstand trauma as a result. The toddler's body probably prioritized blood flow to her brain, heart, and other organs crucial for survival. The extreme cold could also have caused the toddler's heart rate to decrease, forcing her into a state similar to hibernation, until a fisherman caught sight of the vehicle around noon the next day. The water in the river was so cold last weekend that 7 emergency responders had to be treated for hypothermia after rescuing the toddler.
Jesus.
Spanish Fork Police Lieutenant Matt Johnson
Lord
told the
Almighty.
Washington Post it's a miracle the child was able to survive.
5-year-old saves her blind grandma and family dog from burning home. Little Chloe Woods may only be in pre-kindergarten, but she has enough wisdom to know what to do when the house is on fire. Waking up to the sound of the beeping smoke detector on Wednesday morning, Chloe wondered what might be wrong. When she went to investigate, she found the stove in the kitchen had caught on fire. Her mom had left to drop her siblings off at school, so Chloe took it upon herself to wake up her blind grandmother and get her to safety. Her grandmother wanted to get her shoes on, but Chloe said no and insisted they get out. She put Grandma's hand on her shoulder and walked her and the dog outside. Once in the clear, she told neighbors to call 911 and asked for water to help put out the fire. Thanks to her quick thinking, which she learned from a class trip to the fire department in October, no one was in danger for too long. Her teacher started a GoFundMe page to help the family recoup some money for the damages, and after only a day, it surpassed the $5,000 goal.
Wow.
Who needs Superman when you've got a responsible and attentive 5-year-old like this?
Texas school suspends student for taking sick classmate to the nurse.
At Gateway Middle School in Killian, Texas, it's probably best if you mind your own business because helping out a classmate could get you in big trouble. Take 15-year-old Anthony Ruelas. The 8th grader was in class Tuesday morning when the girl beside him started having an asthma attack. The teacher, like any sensible educator seeing a student unable to breathe, fired off an email to the nurse and waited for instructions on what to do. As the minutes passed and the teacher continued to diligently wait to be told what to do, the student's condition worsened and she eventually collapsed to the floor. That's when Ruelas sprung into action. He picked his classmate up, saying, "F that, we ain't got time to wait for no email from the nurse," and took her to the nurse's office. As a reward for his heroic action, he got a big, fat, one-day suspension because, well, protocol. To add insult to injury, Ruelas' mother said the school called her the next day to ask why her son wasn't in school. She's now seriously considering homeschooling him.
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
Child takes the wheel when elderly driver suffers diabetic attack. Meet Christopher Wheeler. When driving with his 70-year-old neighbor Alfred Smith last week, this 10-year-old Alabama boy found himself in a terrifying situation. Smith began suffering from a diabetic attack while driving on Interstate 65 last week. Instead of panicking, Christopher took control of the car and brought it to a halt. A state trooper had been following the car and gave the driver something to eat as the emergency responders arrived. Authorities say Christopher's actions may have saved not only his life and Smith's, but those of other drivers as well. Nice going, Christopher.
6-year-old hero dies trying to save 12-year-old sister. In Camden, New Jersey, Osvaldo Rivera, a 31-year-old man high on PCP and marijuana, broke into a house and started to rape the 12-year-old girl he found inside. The girl's younger brother, who was only 6, attacked the man in an attempt to defend his sister. Rivera stabbed and slashed the throat of the toddler before slashing the throat of the sister. She was able to flee to the neighbors who called the police. The sister has accused Rivera of rape and was treated at hospital for a 12-inch gash in her throat, but says that her baby brother was her hero. Osvaldo Rivera has been charged with murder and attempted murder. Additional charges are pending further investigation. Rivera has not entered a plea at this time. This is the second PCP-related attack in Camden. Earlier this year in August, a woman high on PCP decapitated her 2-year-old child before taking her own life.
Send that guy to the electric chair.